One day Rabbi Akiva was giving shir. And as he's giving shir, his bachrim started to fall asleep. They were dozing off. And he wanted to wake them up. So he told them the following medrash. Esther Amalka was Zoicha, she merited to rule over 127 countries. From where did she get this inspiration? From where did she get the strength? And the Medrash says she got it from her great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother, Sarah Imenu. Because Sarah lived for 127 years, so Esther ruled over 127 countries. And Rabbi Akiva woke up his shir with this very interesting thought. But the Chidushei Harim asks, what's the connection? And why would this wake anybody up? The Chidushei Harim answers, do the math. 127 years, 127 countries. Every year is a country. That means every month is another village. Every day is another block. Every moment you are able to conquer and to rule over something. And the message that Rabbi Akiva was giving his Talmidim was, don't waste your time. Don't sleep away life. Because every moment is precious and you can accomplish so much with every minute. When I was privileged to write the book on Rav Gifter, the Rosh Yeshiva of Telz Yeshiva, so I went to visit and to interview the Munkacher Rebbe. And the Munkacher Rebbe sat me down in his office and he told me the following. He had learned in Telz some 60 years earlier, but he was privileged to hear on tape the last year that Rav Gifter ever gave. It was in the early 90s. And Rav Gifter was giving shir on Maseches Yevamis. And on the bottom of the page, there was a Tosfos there. And Rav Gifter, who was super sharp and articulate and eloquent and spoke with no hesitation, he got confused on the Tosfos and the question from Rabbi Akiva Eiger. And it was unclear to him, and his mind was cloudy. And then he saw that it was over. He knew that he was about to walk out of shir for the last time ever. He knew that his mind had been slipping, but now if he couldn't give shir clearly, he wasn't going to give it at all. And the Munkacher Rebbe says to me, what would you and I have done at that moment? He says we would have walked out of the shir and said goodbye to the Talmidim. But Rav Gifter did something more. Instead, he looked around the room and he said, Bachrim, there will come a time in your life when things that are most precious to you, things that are most valuable, your mind, your ability to think clearly will be taken away from you. And he looked around, and in a way that only he could, he said, Bochrim, nutzois jeder minut. Use every moment of life because life is precious and we won't have it forever. And then for the final time, he bent down, he kissed the sefer lovingly, and he walked out of the shir. That's what Rabbi Akiva was telling his Talmidim. Nutzois jeder minut. Use every moment of life because every moment is precious. And think about it. You might even be cooking while you're watching this video. And you're gaining, hopefully, a little bit of inspiration when doing it. So, use every moment wisely.